Hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome in. Oshik and Ace, how's it going? We get started in just a minute. We're gonna be working on Starground again today. I do have some stuff I want to do. We'll see. I do want to put up a patch maybe today. There's one little thing I want to fix. And then I really want to lock in on 0.16 content. I do have some things that I'd like to change. It's gonna be hard. We'll see. How much code could a dodo mold if a dodo could mold code? Well, if a dodo could mold a code, I gotta go with the safe answer here. I think I gotta say at least 2. Yeah. Good man, yeah. The only correct answer. Give me just 1 second here. Oh, hold on, guys. Background removal still gone? Well, I tried. There's that one plugin that you said Season did, and I tried it, but it's also really slow. Oh god. Like I can go enable it, and it like does work, but yeah, it's really slow. I have it set on like the lowest quality, at the slowest refresh frequency, but I still get like really bad GPU usage problems. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna not do it anymore. Because what happens is like it's fine if it's the only thing I'm doing. But like even just doing nothing on my computer right now, really, I'm sitting at like 10 gigs of used VRAM. So even just a little bit more, you know, if I go load up deadlift or something, then I run out of VRAM and my computer dies. So yeah, it's just not worth it. If I had a better GPU, I would. I had a 5090, that would be the dream. But 5090s are $4,000, so that's not good. Say, Yelp review, welcome in. Yeah, anyway, sorry, let's see, you said, yeah, just to continue that. Yeah, I think just doing that at the beginning then would just be the best. Made for this banger, I know, real. Yeah, usually if something's really slow like that, and it's kind of like something slow that's unavoidable, it's best just to, you know, merge it in with the loading process at the beginning of launching the game, or the overlay in this case, so yeah, I'd say that's the best play here. Yeah, I mean, you could multi-thread it, but multi-threading is really annoying. And I don't think you'd get really that much performance out of it. Because the thing is it's not like a super performance-heavy calculation, you know? Like, I think really just the delay in anything, the load time is just awaiting all the Twitch API calls, right? So I think that's really the only thing. Yeah, so I would just load it right at the beginning. And then by the time somebody goes to actually open the menu, then I think it'll be ready to go. That's probably the play. What if you open up the dev console and typed in motherload like 10 times? That's crazy, dude. In Starground? I did get rid of the await call and the while loop though. Okay, nice. That's good. Yeah, you don't really, you can just call deferred. For some reason, adding a child, it has to be called after the process frame, so that's, it does throw like a little warning sometimes. It's like, hey, you can't do this, you have to call deferred. But yeah, should be good to go then. Or are we adding a child? I don't know, people do it all the time. Anyways, we're gonna work on Starground today. Let's do it. It's been like eons, guys, since I worked on Starground. Nah, I've been working on stuff in the background, but a little boring stuff. I am ready to push a patch, I believe. I don't remember what version I'm on. I'm gonna see what the last patch version was. I don't even remember. It was wrong section. Okay, it was 0.3, so we're gonna do 0.4. I'm just gonna build it and pack it, but I'm not gonna upload it on stream today because it'll die. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't get sleep. So I went to bed at 10 a.m. Woke up at 11 a.m. Went back to bed at like 12 p.m. and then woke up at like 3 o'clock. So that's my sleep for the day. That's pretty usual. It's actually more than I have recently, which is bad. But I have so much stuff to do. They just let out the biggest yawn. I'm insane. I'm a little bit insane. NGL, guys. But I'm too busy making Instagram reels. I have to make my Instagram reels. Because for some reason, the videos do really well on Instagram. I don't know why. It's interesting. They don't really do it very well on like YouTube. Let's see, we're studio. Maybe the recent one might have another wave because it has better engagement. But it is kind of random though, honestly. Like, even if it has a really good engagement value, sometimes YouTube just doesn't recommend it. Like, this one had, I think, 70% engagement, which is really good. Where was that stat? Somewhere in here. And it's just as good as some of the other ones. Like that top one I did, this one, had like the same engagement value, and this one really did well. Right, it was 81% stayed. But I don't know, it just doesn't, it seems so random on YouTube, I feel like. Yeah, it's hard to say. TikTok is also like that, where I don't know, TikTok doesn't do super great. All of them have only gotten like 100 views, which is nothing for a short. I don't know why it does so terrible on TikTok. TikTok, from what I've seen, is a very particular kind of vibe with the content on there. Like, people don't actually want to listen to real people on TikTok. You know what I mean? I was on there just to look for a second to see, like, you know, just to know, like, what content even is on TikTok, because I don't use it. And oh my god, dude, it's pretty bad. It's all just AI slop, and the thing is, it's never even like real people. Every single TikTok just has like the AI voice over everything and like some generic popular song. So I don't want to stoop down my shorts to make it work on TikTok because it's just too much work. I'll just keep posting them here. I doubt anything's gonna really blow up over here, but might as well. YouTube shorts are for AI and TV show clips with the sharpness maxed out. Yeah. Walter game reviews, dude. That's so true. Yeah. Everyone give Walter game reviews a follow. See, I don't know, like this video, just an empty image with some random music playing. What is your favorite game? That video gets more views than like something that I spent 2 hours on editing and recording and like talking over and captions. Like that's what's stupid about TikTok is like garbage gets promoted. It doesn't even matter the level of quality on TikTok. Like TikTok, I feel like it's just pure quantity over quality. Nobody cares about quality on TikTok. YouTube, I think, is kind of the exact opposite. Like, I think YouTube, from what I've seen, really, you have to craft your shorts. Like, they have to be top notch because engagement matters so much. If you don't get anything above like 80% engagement, it's just gonna get stuck at 1,000 views and then it's gonna sit there forever. But Instagram is like the one platform where it's kind of an in-between. I think it really, that's why these reels do so well over here. Because they do really good, guys. We got like 400 followers in like 2 days or something crazy. Like, that's pretty wild. I didn't expect this one to get over 3,000 likes. That's pretty wild, guys. But yeah, we're looking at 42,000 views on just this one reel. And it's also like, you can see it in the wish list too. Let's go look at those, shall we? I believe that I can show everybody the wish lists. I don't see why not. There's no financial data in here yet. But yeah, we're at, I think, it says 503 here, or there might have been a couple people that removed. But yeah, we're almost at 500 wish lists now. So that's good. Assuming that we continue with this velocity, like, I think it is crazy how much Instagram, this is that one day where that one reel blew up, and you can see, boom, massive wish list boost, right? But from what I can tell, it's usually like, we have some lower days, but then a couple higher ones. So if we like take both of those, right, and like average them out, we're getting like, let's say 70 wish lists a day. Multiply that by 7 days a week. So hopefully around 2,000 wish lists a month. And if we have another like 4 months to go before launch, then that's not bad. And this is just also pure advertising. Like, this does not include sending out keys to content creators and a demo and Next Fest. Those things are going to be really, really big for wish lists. So I'm thinking we're probably going to at least hit double that wish list count before launch, I presume. I mean, even Starground did, so. And it didn't have this kind of velocity. But yeah, 15,000 would be pretty nice. The conversion rates I've seen are pretty random. Like Dice A Million that came out recently had an 80% wishlist conversion rate. I don't know how high Lured In will be, but let's just assume the worst case, which is like 20%. So that's 3,000 sales week 1. You multiply that by the cost of the game, and that's pretty epic, guys. I hope Lured In does this well. I don't know if it'll actually make $25,000, but for week 1 sales, that would be pretty nice. We'll see. And of course I end up with like half that after everything. So like, yeah, but we'll see what happens. It is blowing up. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know why the Instagrammers love the game so much. I'm not complaining. Yeah, it has been nice. There's so much feedback on Instagram, which is pretty cool. People have a lot of ideas, so it's really helpful to kind of get a vibe of what people actually want. So yes, sir. Let's say I think showing Insta comments and actively adding this stuff from them is helping a lot. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I threw in like one in here from YouTube also, but yeah, I think I like just throwing in the comments like that, because I mean, I might as well. And then I think what's really helped with is like returning viewers, right? Because now they're like watching the reels every day to see if their suggestion got added. And like I actually am adding suggestions, right? So it's like, it's not like I'm just lying and saying, oh yeah, I'll add these probably. Like there's a good chance I probably will actually add it. What's gonna happen to Ethan on May 14th? We don't talk about May 14th. All I'm saying, okay, I got some insider information. But he better be on the lookout, all right? That's all I'm gonna say, okay? Hey, Bear Like Lion, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How's it going? So we're just yapping about Instagram right now. Yeah, what's up? What were you up to today on your stream? Welcome in, everybody. Just about to do some Starground stuff. Some multiplayer. I do need to test a multiplayer thing right now. Let's do that. Trying to get V2 in a beta. A bunch of bugs. Story of my life. Yeah. Race conditions with threads. Oh, yeah. That's one of the reasons I haven't done a bunch of thread stuff in Starground, because threaded stuff, awaiting threads on top of also awaiting all the multiplayer stuff, I imagine would be really hard. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get it all worked out. It's just one of those things. You just gotta keep identifying the bugs and squashing them one by one. Eventually you get to a spot where it starts getting a bit more stable. Yep, yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. I saw your the new UI stuff you're doing. I really love the new vibe of everything. Just looks a lot cleaner and more modern. I think that'll be a really nice thing. Yeah, UI is one of those things that I think matters a lot. I always see games with terrible UI, and it makes me not want to play them. Like the one game that comes to mind that we talked about a couple streams ago is Leaf Blower Revolution or whatever. Is this one idle game that did really well on Steam? It's a neat concept, but it's just the UI kind of makes me not even want to touch the game. I hate a lot of things about the UI in this game. First off, there's no like. It would be fine if it was an icon like this if you hovered over and then it showed the name of the menu, but it doesn't do that. So you just kind of, if you like need to go into a menu, you just have to click a bunch of random menus until you remember which one it was, which is just bad design. I also hate how the icons on all these are relative to the UI itself are not like the same pixel aspect ratio. So you're getting mixels with all the different UI elements. And also this font I think is too small, like too pixelated. It's kind of hard to read a little bit, and if you compare it against the icons, it's also not matching the pixel ratio. So there's just a lot of things like that that make me not like the UI, and it's just kind of unpleasant to use. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, important UI is, I mean, good UI is so important. I think it's really, to me, makes or breaks my experience. I hate how many mixels there are in this game. You have like this super high res guy right there, and then like this thing is super low res. Mixels make me angry, guys, especially like this stuff. Sometimes I'll do very light mixeling, like a little bit of mixeling, just for stuff like maybe a little particle is fine. But I never would do like mixling with like just the standard size of a guy, right? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and host a game. I want to test, there was a bug where if you place down animals, it would crash multiplayer, and I'm pretty sure then I have it fixed, but I just want to load it and make sure. We have to wait for this to, there we go. Gonna raid and run for dinner, have a good one. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much for coming in. I do really appreciate it. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. Oh, guys, already connected. Yeah, and good luck with all the Surf's Up stuff. Hope it goes well. Hope to get all the bugs figured out. It really seems endless when you're in the middle of it, but I'm sure you'll get there. All right, we're in. So now, if I place down animals, hopefully nothing happens. And let's try it out. Yeah, we're good now. Well, actually, the thing that crashed it was after the macro bear grows up. So if we say mature, or not grows up, but gets hungry, that's when it died. So let's just wait a second and see if it's doing that. There's all these things. What are these errors? The usual. Okay. So let's just wait for him to get hungry. He should start starving soon. God, I'm so tired of these stupid Invisalign retainers, guys. Can't wait to be done with it. I'm almost there. I'm on the seventh set. See, it makes it really hard for me to talk. I have been recording all the reels and stuff with them in. I've really had to try hard to enunciate. The thing that always trips me up is like G's, like saying suggestions. I'm just like, okay, he is hungry. It's not displaying over here, which is broken. So we have to make that work. I don't know why it doesn't appear over here. I know I sound mostly normal, but to me, I'm like, oh my God, I can't say anything. I only have 3 more sets, so that's only 3 weeks. So I'll be done soon enough. The thing though that sucked more than the voice stuff though is that I can't like drink anything anymore. Because normally when I stream, like I'll sit down and have a nice cold 0 sugar iced tea, right? And it's lovely. I love 0 sugar iced tea, and it keeps me sane. But the problem is that you can't have anything acidic with them in because it like destroys your enamel. I did actually try it one time to see what happens, and yeah, after I took my Invisalign out, it was like super like grainy. And I was like, okay, yeah, obviously this is not good. You can have water. That's literally the only thing I can drink. I can't have anything with dyes or flavors or citric acid or anything. So it sucks. I mean, my teeth are great. They're clean. They're the cleanest they've probably ever been in my life. But I don't care. I want to drink my iced tea. I don't know. Also, like, I have all this sour candy that I haven't been able to eat in months. I want to gobble down some toxic waste. I tried the straw. That's actually what I did when I did the iced tea. And you'd think it would be fine if you could just get it past the teeth, but it still kind of mixes in with your saliva, gets inside. It doesn't work. I tried. I wanted it to work. I was even thinking about just getting like some sucralose to make my own like drinks without any citric acid, but the problem is like I can't find any flavoring that doesn't have citric acid. It's wild how many things have citric acid if you actually look at them. Like just looking at ingredients of different drink mixes and stuff, it's like, oh my God. Practically everything on Earth has citric acid. I couldn't find anything. The only thing that doesn't have citric acid is like a flavoring, like extracts, you know, like almond extract and banana extract. But the problem is those have like alcohols and stuff, so they're not good. Wow, burger flavor probably a citric acid. Yeah, I think it's so important you don't think about it, but I guess it's quite a vital ingredient. I'm trying to figure out why these guys don't have their little indicators synchronized. So if we look inside the animal class, they do some things in here where they do all their synchronization stuff, right? So they save synchronizer, blah, 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 player, set visibility 4, done. So if we look at these, they have this other little indicator right here, this warning starvation indicator. So I load it, I add it. It's building warning. And then I do this, visibility chosen. Then whenever visibility is chosen, I should set it here. And this will synchronize whether the icon is visible. So it seems like it should work, but apparently it doesn't. I don't know why. So starvation warning, I just say visible is true, but it doesn't actually synchronize that variable for some reason. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe it's like not actually. Let's go ahead and do this again, and then I want to see remote view. Maybe it just didn't actually change the visibility on this guy, or maybe I forgot to emit a signal or something. No, because I emit it right here. So I wait 0 to 10 seconds, and then I set visibility for the player that joins right here. I'm even gonna like print in here just so we can see when that happens. I had to make that change because funny multiplayer bug. That's why. But what was happening was if you joined a save with too many things going on, it would try and load all the buildings at once. Thank you for the hydrate. And then it would like kick you out because it's thinking that there's too much stuff happening or whatever. I don't know, it's stupid. It's a stupid bug. So they should just instantly. It's interesting. It doesn't print that out. Oh. I think I know why. So it's because this I set visibility for. Because I don't set it for the person that's already in. Okay. So I need to set this on the building warning also. That would probably do it. So if we loop through here, just to make sure that this is all good, and then we say synchronize or set visibility for player. But now with that change, I think we should be okay. That other macro bearer is not going to synchronize. Let's see, it didn't. But if I spawn in a new guy, he should work. We'll see if it does. Can I keep a thing in here for printing? Yeah, get rid of that. Let's see if this guy works. I just want to see that little hunger icon appear on both the client and server. Multiplayer, am I right, guys? Freaking sucks. Thank you for the posture check. Oh. All right, come on. Go your little thing. Yeah, there we go. So now it works just fine. My hair is getting long. I know. It is quite long. I've been, I still haven't cut it since, I shaved that one time, like over a year ago. So, it's pretty long. I don't know, maybe I'll just keep growing it out. I'm not sure. Now, when am I gonna go bald? It's tempting. Not gonna lie, sometimes I think, man, it would be nice to get rid of all this hair. But also, what if I start going bald anyways? What if this is my last chance to grow my hair out before I go bald? Tempting, brother, it's freeing, dude. Don't make me go bald right now. I think maybe what I'll do is get it long enough to where I can donate it and make a wig. See why you want to add multiplayer deadlift. Yeah, I would love to add multiplayer to deadlift. It would be so fun. I would love dealing with all the synchronization problems and people not being able to connect to each other and a bunch of negative reviews because people bought the game just to play with their friend, but they're like, hey, I can't join the game. It would be so fun. It's gonna take forever. Yeah, turn it into a wig for yourself. That would be pretty creepy. It would be an epic prank though. I peel back my wig. I'm like, guys, I've actually been bald for 3 months. But yeah, that would be pretty wild. I'm willing to go a bit longer in terms of growing out the hair. You do kind of get to a point where once it gets longer, it's actually better. Like, initially, when it's at that medium length where it's like in your eyes and stuff and in your face, it's really annoying. But your hair starts to get long enough to where it starts like weighing itself down. I feel like I'm kind of at that spot right now where like it doesn't really want to go in front of my head anymore. Did I just close the game? What happened? I think I accidentally closed it. So it's actually not too bad. I think I can tolerate it. The only thing that is really annoying though is like the beauty routine. I have to, my old like shampoo and conditioner doesn't really work. Like it makes my hair all like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like I can't run my fingers through it. It's like all grippy and it hurts. So I had to get some special conditioner for moisturization. I'll say, hey bro, welcome in. Also go bald. Maybe one day I will. Dark on stream finally. I know, it's been a little while. Yeah, grippy. It's like I can't like, it's like it's fine right now. But just when I first come out of it's gotta be like over 14 inches. I think it probably is. Do I have a ruler? Where'd my ruler go? Do I have calipers? I don't know where my ruler is, guys. Oh, you're saying to donate. Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll be fine then. I can get there. It is pretty long. How long is it? It's about this long right now. Yeah, it's not 14 inches, but you know, another half a year. I could get there. That's more than 4 inches, dude. Here, I'm gonna get a... All right, this long, right? It is... That's 6 inches. 6 inches, guys. It's 4 inches uncooked. Yeah. I'll get there eventually. To donating my hair. Germa bit? It is a Germa bit. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if like my hair growth rate will slow down. I'm not sure how it works. Because like one thing that is a little like scary when you have long hair is you realize how much hair falls out. You don't really think about it when it's short because it's just like gets drained away right away in the shower and stuff, and you don't like see it on your hands. But now like I scrub my hair with shampoo and I bring my hands out and they're like covered in hair. And I'm like, oh my God. But it's normal, I guess. I've researched it. You just lose a lot of hair normally. But it is like, whoa. I didn't realize that much hair comes out of my head. I hate when my hair gets in my ears. Yeah, that's fair. I always crack and shave it. Yeah. Yeah, I've been just kind of tucking my hair mostly behind my ears. As you can see. Well, it's not right now, but yeah. I don't know. I'll get it long enough where I can make a wig and then I'll go bald. 5 inches, 6 inches, interesting here when I open the stream. Yeah. Welcome in, Spencer. How's it going? And Brownhounds, welcome in. Thank you for the spin. 15 years later, no. I will, I promise. Maybe. What if I get too attached to the effort I've put into growing it, though, you know? Maybe I'll get it to like waist height and then I'll I'll shave it. No, we'll see. If we get a place eventually, then I'll go bald for sure. That's like, if there's one universal constant in the universe, when I move in somewhere, I go bald. That's the rule. That's the law. Long hair is cool. Highly recommend. It's pretty epic. I do like how long hair looks, but long hair is annoying. That's for sure. It takes a lot longer to wash. With short hair, it's like so short. It's like I barely have to do anything. Which is worse, going gray or going bald? Honestly, I feel like both are not that bad. I know people always think going bald is like the end of the world, but just like, just shave all your hair. Yeah, either is based real. But I guess I'd say go like balding. Because at least like going gray, you look epic, you know? But going like bald, it kind of, I guess, eliminates your hair autonomy. Because you don't have the decision to have hair anymore. At least just with gray hair, you can be like, yeah, well, I can go bald or just have hair. So you can paint your hair easily. That's very true, yeah. And your base, let's go. You look epic now, sick. See great, I see wisdom. Yeah. Came back, we're still talking about hair. Yeah. We are. Granny beards are epic. Yeah. I think having, what are they, salt and pepper. It's pretty fire. Doesn't look too bad. But yeah, you can always just dye your hair. Not that hard. Afraid of showing their age? Yeah, I know. I think it's, why even bother? Everybody's gonna get old anyways. It's too much work. I think the people that just like, just are old and accept that they're old look way better, you know? Like, I don't know, like Patrick Stewart or something, for example. Like, he's an old guy, but he just doesn't like care. Like, he's bald and he's old and it's fine. You know what I mean? I think that's just, it's just better to just go with the flow. The goat, yeah. I think people shouldn't worry so much. Being old is like epic. It's like you have like a you've made it to your old years, you know? Not everybody gets that luxury, so rule one of being cool, don't give it, yeah, real. Don't get old, you only level up, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do... I don't ever see a desire to dye my hair unless it was for like a funny goof. But I don't even know what color I would dye it. Dyeing your hair seems very damaging because you have to bleach it if you have dark hair like me. Like heavily bleach it. And even if you fully bleach it, it still ends up just being kind of yellow and not really like white. It's really hard to get like platinum blonde. So it just seems like a bad time. I've seen a lot of people destroy their hair trying to bleach it. It's not good for you. Yeah. I guess it's different if you're going from white to dark, because then you don't have to bleach. But yeah, just like, I don't know. Don't dye your hair, guys, unless you really want to. Somebody's just dye my hair. No way I'm doing that. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. I didn't like do a full dye before, but I just tried for fun doing like some highlights in my hair or whatever, and it was not worth it. Because then it's just gonna grow out in like a couple months anyway, so what does it even matter? You have to keep doing it constantly. But yeah. Anyways. Oh, Starground. Also, heads up, by the way, guys, I am going to be ending stream early today because I started really late and I also have to leave early. So. Yeah, as we were talking about last stream or whatever, sometimes working on Starground isn't fun. And it's just because it's just fixing bugs constantly. That's all it is these days. I will go ahead and put up that patch, but where is it? Starground. Then did I already make it where these buildings will... Yeah, I did that. Okay, I already did both these things. Yeah, so we're just gonna put up a patch. Not right now, but I'll export it. Fix an issue where placing down, or we're starving animals cause multiplayer to crash. Thank you for the speed. I hate working on Starground, please. Yeah. A little bit real. NGL. What are all these errors? Saying there's invalid comments. I don't care. I hate Starground. Yeah. I don't hate Starground. I wish I could just work on the fun stuff on Starground all the time because I would have a great time. But no. But the problem is it's not the fun stuff ever. It's always the non-fun stuff. Your days are numbered, pal. I can't believe you guys would collapse my empire like this. Come on. Okay, I've already got another version in here, so let's do that. I want to create the zips, and this is for 0.15.1.3. Posted on twitter.com and bsky.com. It's actually not twitter.com anymore. Oshik, you're actually incorrect. If you would look at the domain name at the top of your browser, you would realize that it's actually called x.com. So I would prefer if you stop referencing it, referencing the improper name. Sorry, I just went full nerd emoji there for a second. Okay, let's export all. Release mode, I did do... I think I changed it to 0.4. Yeah. Let's export. Export project. Nope, export all. Release mode. Oh, sorry. X, the everything app.com. Yeah. I hate X, guys. I have been putting some posts over there just for marketing, but X sucks, dude. The only thing I like on here is pixel art. There's still a lot of people here that post a lot of epic pixel art. I better be careful I don't see something bad on. Oh my gosh. But those are fine. Like cool little animations and stuff. It's the only good thing on X, in my opinion. Art. But otherwise, no way. It's my post. Otherwise, though, no. I despise like the trending tab and stuff on X. Gork, what is this? Yeah, that's all I ever see in the comments on anything. Like, just shut up, bro. I like Blue Sky a lot better. Because you can be like, only posts, and now I only see posts. Real posts! And here's the thing. I don't have to see all the retweets in here. I get tired of seeing all the retweets. Now I can just see real posts. Why doesn't X have an option like that? Gorm, is this real? I think it's really stupid to have a... Why does everything have an AI chatbot? Like, I saw that like TikTok has an AI chatbot. Whatever it was, it's named something stupid. Actually, I don't know if I can access it in the PC one. What's his name? It's like Talk something. It's really dumb. What's his name? Maybe it's a business only thing. I don't know. What is it called? I'll just open it on my phone. Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, what am I even going to be doing with a chatbot on TikTok? I don't know. Here, let me look at... Where do I find it? Where is this guy? Is he gone? I don't know where he is anymore, guys. Oh yeah, TikTok Taco. Taco? I don't know how to say his name. T-A-K-O. I don't want to chat with a bot. Like, it just seems so stupid. You're literally on a platform for communicating with other human beings, and you're choosing to just stay in your DMs and talk to a bot. Like, why? Just don't get it. Honestly, Instagram isn't too bad. I never use Instagram, but it's not absolutely terrible. They do use AI, but it's actually kind of like fine. They have I don't think you can see it on PC, but they do like AI translations, which I'm more okay with, because honestly it's actually like does something helpful. Like, it's essentially, it just translates your voice into other languages, right? But now it just means that more people get to watch the reel, so it's not really that bad. And that's really all there is. I don't think there might be some meta AI slop somewhere if you go into the settings somewhere, but it's not too bad. And YouTube, I don't think YouTube has any AI slop yet. But honestly, YouTube itself has been AI for a long time. The algorithm or whatever is just a big machine learning model. So. Screw it, man. Just hype. The bubble's gonna burst. I do hope it bursts. I'm tired of it. I don't know if it actually will. Unfortunately, we've learned our lesson from the 2008 housing market collapse or whatever. But we'll see. Okay, yeah, all these are in here now. We'll export that version later. This is Chef. Say hi to Chef. Hi, Chef. And they buy fish. Yeah. Snapchat added a bot a few years ago. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I haven't been on Snapchat in so long. YouTube has a tube, which you could turn off to some languages. I have seen it around, but it seems like you can turn it off if you want. Unless you're saying like just specific, like if it's in Brazilian Portuguese or something, right? Just automatically have it disabled is what you're saying. Yeah. That's one thing I wish YouTube would do more, is have quality of life features. Settings, perhaps. That would be nice. They have the AI thing. What is that? Oh, the AI dubbing. Yeah. That's the YouTube and Instagram. I don't know if TikTok has that. I don't use TikTok, so I don't even like know. The only reason I know about it on Instagram is just because I've enabled it. But yeah. Anyways, I'm sure, Instagram's going to steal my voice and start replicating it or something, but whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. All the training data is out there on the internet anyways. You can just scrape up all the streams and now you have a bunch of training data to replicate my voice, so does it really matter in the end? Oh, it's dubbing? Oh, no, it's all good, yeah. You can change to the original language, but you need to do every video. Yeah, yeah, that could be a little annoying if you do actually know multiple languages. TikTok, well, I'm sure. Have I clicked on a recommended video on a Google search recently? I have been like looking up sound effects. Oh, really? Like, or you mean if I just like search something? How to fix my computer. Like this stuff?
If you're a Windows user and everything's working fine...
I don't think that guy's AI. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot. Tutorial vids are fine for the most part? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, dead internet theory is real, guys. It's not 100% dead, but it's very feasible. It makes sense. It is funny that we're creating a fake economy on the internet, because we have AI bots watching AI content, but since the AI bots are generating revenue for the AI content, it's like a self-feeding loop. So there's more and more AI bots and AI content. It's a little weird. Welcome to the modern computer era. Yeah. I have 5 plugins that YouTube is usable. Yeah. Say, Dev Daniel, welcome in. Yeah, I have a couple plugins on YouTube. Also, guys, I thought I disabled it, but that little AI thing keeps appearing when I search on Google. I really wish I could find a browser that is comparable to Chrome, but I just haven't. I did try to like Vivaldi or whatever it's called. I really wanted to like it, but I just couldn't do it. I had too many problems. I don't know. I really want Ladybird to come out, bro. There is an alpha, Linux and Mac, 2026. Microsoft Edge? I feel like that would be even worse than Chrome. Yeah. Just create my own. Yeah, that'd be really easy. I'm sure I won't get hacked. I would change to the search engine, but I'm not gonna lie. The Google search engine is kind of better. Because I like seeing all the little panels. Like if I search something like Starground, Like, it's more accurate. Like, I get these panels, this information panel. I know when the game was released, who the publisher is, the genres, the engine. All this information is just here immediately. And it says, oh, it's a video game. Other search engines don't like do this stuff, and it's really annoying. I mean, it's fine. But if I just want to get an overview on something, it's kind of nice to have this little panel or whatever, right? I've been using Firefox, but recently added AI stuff. Yeah. Let's see, can't be since they also use Chromium under the hood. Ladybird doesn't use Chromium. It's actually finally different. So. A very nice feature, group tabs based on title plus AI, yeah. Waterfox. Oh, you mean with Edge? Oh, okay. Yeah, group tabs based on title. Chrome does have grouping. I never even do it though. How do you do it? It's like you can group, add tab to group, and you can name it and stuff. I don't think there's automatic groups, but yeah. Delete the group. I did try Zen. I do have it installed. I mean, Zen's not bad, but it's a little like, there's a couple things I don't like about it. I don't know how I feel about this sidebar. It's a little weird to me. Because when you go to a website, it doesn't appear, I really want a top bar. And I don't know if there's a way to enable that inside of Zen. I mean, Zen doesn't seem bad, definitely. But, like vertical tabs. I just don't see... I don't think there's a top bar anywhere. So, I don't know. This Loon Boon appears a lot. Yeah, I don't know why it plays so much. Let's see, edges of the future, super neat, yeah. You can't do horizontal tabs? Yeah, I don't think there's a way to do it, which is really annoying. Because I like horizontal tabs. I mean, I respect that they're trying something different with Zen, and it's like fine, but also I want horizontal tabs. My display is horizontal. Like this for mobile would be great. Having the tabs on the left just makes sense. But on a horizontal monitor, it feels really odd to put the tabs here instead of on the top. So that's the one thing that kind of is breaking, the reason I don't like Zen. Ladybird looks so epic. From the images that I've seen, it looks just like Chrome. And that's all I want. But it's not for Windows. One day, I hope. Most important stuff should be in the center. Important stuff is the content of the document. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I know like it technically makes sense, but just from somebody that's been using horizontal tabs for my entire life, I much prefer horizontal tabs. The Gooner monitor, yeah, the vertical monitor. And vertical tabs better for widescreen. Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own opinions on that, right? I think it's fine, but I just wish that there was the ability to change it. I hate being stuck on just the one mode, the one vertical. But see, this is what Ladybird looks like. I think they did like a rework of the UI or something. But it looks just like normal, like Chrome. You know? I don't know how old this post is or whatever. When was this posted? Oh, February. Yeah, I have a strong desire for Ladybird. They've been doing a lot of like web stuff just to make navigating better. Ladybird runs on Linux, Mac OS, Windows with WSL2, yeah. Yeah, but I don't want to have to run it through like, you know, a virtual machine, or yeah, a virtual machine just to run my browser. Eventually, I imagine they'll add Windows support. I mean, that's one of the big questions in here. We would like to do Windows eventually, so hopefully they do that. Let's quote it from their repo. Yeah. One day, guys. One day I'll get to use Ladybird. It's not going to make me move to Linux. Linux is cool, but I like Windows, even with all the AI garbage. But honestly, guys, with WinHance, you can disable all the stuff you don't want. So just get WinHance, and then Windows is epic. Anyways. Starground. Okay, so we need to figure out what we're going to be adding for point 16. I already have a lot of ideas. So here's some of the big things. We could do another automation planet. Possibly. I do want to make some changes to more like new player experience stuff. Man. My Invisalign's cutting into my tongue again. I should have sanded it. But I just didn't. Okay, now I gotta go another hour and a half. The only rational thing, backup important stuff, remove disk partitions, install Linux, install VirtualBox. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's too much work. Windows works. It's reliable. I am very familiar with Windows, so it's been good. There are things I don't like about Windows, but I think I have used Linux before. Like, I used to use it all the time for school stuff. And Linux is okay. But the Linux is very... It's not like an all-purpose OS like Windows is. It's like, Linux is great if you have an ultra-specific use case and you're only doing one specific thing. Because there's all these, like, distros that are very, like, designed for... I don't remember which one I used for school. I didn't, like... choose the distro. I think it was one of the common ones. I don't know. But Linux is neat. I just wish there was like one big popular Linux. It's weird how like the desktop is separate from the actual underlying Linux and stuff like that. And it just seems like so much work to get everything set up. I don't know. Yeah, WSL2, I think I used. Yeah, it's like a Linux emulator. Explore sucks so hard. See, I like, a lot of people have issues with Windows, but I tend to not really have that many problems. Like, if I open Explorer, it only takes a second. Like, it's fine. There are quirks about Windows, but I'm so used to the quirks, it's like nothing to me. So, I don't know. I'm definitely not a Linux hater. I don't want to get that idea across. Linux is epic, and I do really want to explore Linux one day, but I just don't see the distro that's right for me yet. So when you do games, you do care mostly for Windows anyways. Yeah, that's the big thing, is that unfortunately, even whether I like it or not, Windows is the #1 gaming platform, and it just makes sense for me to develop on Windows. Because if the game runs really, really well on Windows, it's going to run really well on 99% of all gamers' PCs. That's just the truth. Like, looking at like even just the user statistics for Starground, barely anybody is on Linux. Even though I go through the trouble of making sure it all works on Linux, we've gotten like, it's like less than 1% of people are on Linux. So it's pretty wild. Windows is by far the most widely used. But yeah. Since Steam Deck sales, and Steam Deck runs on Arch, yeah. Since Windows 11, I had never any issue with the most stable OS, yeah. Yeah, I've never really had like any problems, right? I mean, I can turn off all the AI stuff and that's fine. So yeah, Force Review has Windows on Steam Deck, which is really interesting. It wouldn't be that bad, I feel like. But I don't know. Use Linux daily for work, yeah. Linux, honestly, is great for like stuff like that, like the workplace or like a server. I feel like that's like definitely perfect for Linux. But for creating games and also playing games, thank you for that, Drake. Any little bit of incompatibility is going to be a really major issue. So I don't want to get games that I can't play. I know most of the time it doesn't really happen very often, but even if you can play a game on Linux, it doesn't mean it's going to play well. So that's another reason I'm on Windows. My tongue is bleeding. Yeah, there's like a little... Ooh. It's a lot of blood. There's a little tiny rough spot on my Invisalign that's cutting into my tongue. I always have to sand them. They're always rough. Ah. Alright. We're just gonna hold the tongue to the left. Anyways. Let's do Starground. I think both OSs are great. Windows is great. You may hate me for that statement, but I've been using Windows and it's pretty good. I like Windows. And Linux is also great. I've also used Linux. It's definitely more lightweight and very good for like servers and stuff like that, or just more specialized use cases. Yeah, I say just do whatever OS that you enjoy using the most. Right now for me that's Linux, or I mean Windows. But eventually I'd like to do Linux. I just don't want to replace my main daily driver, because if like Linux doesn't work out, that's a major time sink. My schedule's pretty packed right now in terms of like getting all the shorts created for Lured In and stuff, so it's really hard for me to like risk that stability. But later on in the future, if hardware is finally affordable, I'll probably build a Linux computer. So what is this? GrowSX stuff. Use that anyways. I mean, cross-compile Windows or from Hyper-V virtual machine, then SSH to Steam Deck. Boom, game is running, yeah. OS X. Was that just like any OS? What is OS X? That just mean, oh, like Mac OS? Mac OS? Oh, yeah. Dude, I hate Apple. In terms of iOS and Mac OS, great and pleasant to use, but when you want to make things, when you're trying to export apps, they make so many hoops. I'd like to make a mobile version for Lured In, but that's the only obstacle, really, is that they make it stupid. I'll go on a rant about that as soon as the ad is over. Are the lobsters and snails buyable, or do you fish them? You fish them up. You can find them, and then they slow down the algae growth. Yeah. Yeah, what a joke. Apple dropped support for OpenGL. Oh man, I'll talk about it in a second. I'm gonna wait for the ad to finish, but yeah. I've seen that firsthand. Ah. My tongue, dude, is raw. It's like, I feel like iron lung inside my mouth right now, guys. There's blood everywhere. Even AAA games like Cyberpunk with mods. Yeah. Alright. Let's get down to business, boys. I don't have a whole lot of time left. The Starground content. We have a couple options we can go. There's a few things that I would like to do. We could do a new automation planet. But there's also a lot of dungeoning stuff I'd like to do. So we'll have to think about which one we want to do. We'll discuss. Okay, ads are over. But yeah, oh my god, guys, I hate Mac OS and iOS because... So here's the process for exporting a game on Windows or Linux. Press the export button. You're done. That's it. There's nothing. You don't have to do anything. But now if you want to export a program on and build it for Mac or iOS, you have to do so many things. You have to first create a bundle identifier. And I think, and before you can create a bundle identifier, you also have to pay $100 a year subscription to be able to build for Mac or iOS. And you also need to, there's like encryption stuff, and it's just, they make it so stupid. And you need to make like a developer ID and all this garbage. It's so dumb. You can't just press a button. You have to like do this, there's all this setup. So it's really annoying. I'll have to figure it out one day if I want to do mobile, but man, I'm not really looking forward to that. It seems terrible. And yeah, like also one person I knew in university had a Mac laptop and trying to do like game dev stuff. And it was just, it was a nightmare for them. Nothing would run on their laptop. Like I was like working on a game jam with them. They're like, yeah, I can't run any of this. I don't have OpenGL or whatever. Or because Godot didn't have support for Metal or whatever Apple's renderer is. So it's just really dumb. Can't imagine dropping OpenGL support. Like that should always be kind of a minimum. But yeah, anyways. Apple just sucks as a dev, yeah. Really does. And then all that trouble for like less than 0.1% of your players or whatever is like... I mean, obviously with mobile it's different, but you know. It's not even worth it to build for Mac. There's like a couple people that would love Mac for Starground, but I just don't know if I can justify the time. I think it's not one target on Linux. I mean, I haven't seen any issues with just exporting the one Linux build through Godot at least. There might be some specific differences for other things other than gaming, but yeah. Oh my god. I might have to take my Invisalign out. Maybe I can scrape away some of the plastic. Get out. Another thing that sucks about Invisalign is that I have these like little nubs. And it's really hard to take off the Invisalign. Oh man, my tongue is screwed up. I should have sanded these last night when I took them out. Fool. Well, hopefully this will help in the meantime. Let's see the big barley. Okay. We'll see if it helps. You know, one file system, one desktop environment, a million other things I don't understand, and that may not work on all of them. Yeah, that's true. Linux does have a lot of differences. Yeah, it is weird to like bundle Linux into one like OS, because really it's not, because you have all the different distros. Yeah, I think Steam Deck is the main thing to target, really. That's like the only kind of Linux market that matters at all, honestly. Alright. I'm sorry for being so distracted, guys. But oh my god. Who's up? Okay. I have to put my tongue to the left. It's crazy because it doesn't even look like there's really anything on the retainers, but I can feel it with my tongue. Sharp. All right, so we can start working on a new automation planet. It's probably going to be sort of like the end game automation planet for now. I might do another place maybe way later on in the future, but I kind of want to focus on just like refining content for automation instead of just constantly adding in a bunch more stuff. So I think we just do the final planet and we're probably at a pretty good spot for automation in terms of release. Then dungeoning, still a ways to go with that. One thing I do want to do for dungeoning is make it so weapons are no longer in like the menu here, because we have like the building menu where you have like the slots, and it's fine, but as I've mentioned on other streams, there's a lot of issues with this method of crafting weapons. It means you can't really have multiple weapons at the same time. I would love if I could like people could craft a bunch of different swords and then all bring them in to the dungeon at the same time. So I'm probably gonna do that. Make weapons like an item instead of that. When is this clip? I remove the goblin from my mouth. Yeah. Get out. Get out. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make it where it's still the same menu, but then it crafts an item that you put in your inventory. It's gonna be an enormous change, and it's gonna really suck. Because, guys, guess what? Here's one of the big problems. If we look at the conveyor data in here, this only stores an item ID. So that right there is kind of a major problem. Because it means I can't store other item information along with the conveyors. I think, hopefully it won't be too much of a problem to fix. I'm just gonna change the item ID into a dictionary instead, an item entry. We'll see if that works. But yeah, it's a little funny. We'll see what happens with that. Because I need to store other item information along with it. I need to store stuff like, you know, what parts are inside of this weapon and things like that. Because we go look inside of like the function we have for creating items. Like, what do I pass in here? Data. So we can pass whatever we want in data, which is fine. Okay. Because what we're going to be doing is passing in create item entry. I think I called it dictionary, didn't I? So this right here passes an item ID and amount. But now we're going to need a way to pass in other data values. So I'm also going to add in an optional data dictionary, right? And then let's say our entry is equal to this. And then I'm going to say for I in data entry dot merge, or actually I think I can just do entry dot merge data, and then don't overwrite. So that should work. So now I can create an item entry that is better. The only issue though is I think there's a lot of cases in here where I might be recreating an item dictionary, right? Because I use this 83 times. Like command give is fine or whatever. Quest stuff, whatever. Like here, water. That's all fine. But anything where I'm like converting items is going to be a problem. And luckily, it looks like most of these places I don't. Why is this in here? Oh, spitter. Yeah, water pump, that's all fine. Cheerio ruins. Toby Hawk, solid star pestle, wall deposit. Farm plot, copper, conveyor. But here's where problems happen. Because I'm calling this again on try pull. And this is because I pull this item out of a conveyor. So I have to make sure that I change all these cases so that we don't lose data. Because that would be a major problem. So... yeah, conveyors, same with that thing right there. Or that's actually fine there, but... trees, but like splitters here and stuff, same thing. Gotta kind of fix that. And same with like when I call create item in here and drop items. See, this is a really big problem kind of here. Because create item, I have to make sure that I'm passing in my data. Which I guess I just include that with the base data, so it should be okay for most of these. But create item dictionary, you pass in an ID amount. So see, stuff like this doesn't work. So this is why I'm hesitant right now to make that weapon change. I will. And I know it'll be a good idea. It'll be worth it in the long run. But you can see that it's going to be quite the process, right? It's going to be a nightmare. There's like a million things I have to do to make it work. Anyways. So for that reason, we're going to start with the easy one. And we're going to make a new automation planet. I think it's time. Alright, so this new planet is going to be quite dangerous, right? It's a scary planet. There's a lot of bad things going on here. So what do we want to call this planet? What kind of planet What's it gonna be? So I want to kind of base it around like what is it, LV 426. I like the vibes of this planet, and I think this is what this planet's gonna be like. Acheron. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, largely composed of incredibly dense materials. This is a cool planet. So let's come up with some names. Google Translate. Let's convert English into Latin, you know, the classic. Mutaphon? That's kind of epic. Is that like a thing? What does it mean? Made it up on the spot. It's pretty fire. It's definitely a strong contender. Ugh. Mutaphon. Yeah, let's look at what we already have, because I don't want to make the same mistake I made with Tyria and Tephra. So we have Opus, so we have an O, T's, a V, an E, C. Yeah, so an M would be fine. What does this planet represent? What is mutation in Latin? Dense. Densa. Dark. Tenebris. Obscurum. Oh, we already have Caligo. Yeah. That doesn't work. Nox. I don't want it to sound too Latin. Daytime darkness, yeah. You say it's both daytime and darkness? Or are you just saying, yeah, it'll be in pure, complete darkness 24/7? Evil. Malum. Happens to my game. What are some other words that mean? What are some other characteristics of this planet? Ooh. There's gonna be aliens on here. Peregrinus? Peregrinus? Kind of hard to say though. I don't want the word to be hard to pronounce. Like, I feel like most of them have been fine. Opus. You know, we've got Tephra, Tyria, Caligo. They're all like relatively easy. Enceladus is a little funny. Viridian is like just fine. Mutaphon is kind of fire. Penumbra. That is a word. Rock. Petra. Petra is a cool word. Tetron. It's kind of I wanted to sound intimidating and scary, you know? What are scary words? Petrades, pronounced like a Greek god. Yeah. Moist. I don't know if it's very wet. Maybe. No, I don't think it's wet over there. I don't think there's any water. Gross. Crassus. Obesus. Grossus. Aatrox is kind of awesome. But there's already a... Aatrox, I'm pretty sure, is a planet inside of Astroneer. Yeah. This one. So they already had that idea. Yeah, there's a lot of things called Aatrox. But maybe like along that, like, fierce. Barox. Or Torvis. Scary. Formidulosis! I don't know why it's in caps. Fear. Timor. Terror. Roxanne's material is peroxyonite, yeah. Roxas. Would be pretty epic. Yeah, we're working on naming a new planet right now. Yeah, Aatrox is cool, but Roxas. Fear. Anger. Ira? Interesting. Wrath. Iram. Rabies. Haunted and Festivus. Yeah. See, it's tricky because those are cool names. I just want to make sure it's something like really easy and obvious to pronounce, right? Which is one thing that's tricky with Latin, but there are a lot of Latin words that are pretty easy to pronounce. Hydrophobia. Oh, there's no conversion. Dark. What about like tar? This means tar. Suffocating. Too complicated. Pinch. I want like a word for like capture. Like you're stuck there. Trap. Dolus. Kind of fire. Yeah, treachery, trap. It's not a terrible name. But it doesn't sound that scary. It does work well as like a name for something, but Dolus sounds like too happy. Grasp. There's so many. destruction. Ruina. Yeah. Obliterate. Probably just means the same thing. Delere. Like delete. It's funny how many different Latin words we just kind of use still. Toxic. Toxicus. Dangerous. Yeah, infestus. Is that why it's called infestation? Because it's dangerous? Dubious. Dangerously. That doesn't really change anything. Quite dubious. Dubious. Europe? Europa. Interesting. Storm. Replicanon and the moon from that planet that I remember the name, of course. Yeah. Yeah, whenever I hear Europa, I just think of the moon. It is funny that we just called that moon Europe. I don't know why we did that. What are, like, when we think of how we name things, I think it comes down to, like, oh yeah, prison, that would be cool. See, there's a lot of different, like, words for the kind of the same meaning. Claustrum. Prison / quarry. That's actually kind of a cool, because it is technically like a quarry in a way, because you're mining resources there. Cavern. Yeah, I can see what cavern is. Tectum. But I don't like this word though. Lautumier. What about just quarry? Exino. Cavern. Specus. Caverna. Spelunka. Cavaman. See, it's really funny. They're also similar. It almost just, you can kind of tell what these words are just based off of the base word. That's why we have cave spelunkers, because it's spelunka. You know, you're a boy self-centered, yeah. Antrim's cool. Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. Antrim. Encase. Means the same thing. American streamers shocked by Latin inheritance of English words, yeah. No, almost all of them are from Latin, I mean, that's why. Latin just has cool sounding names for things. I like converting to Latin specifically because, like, Latin sounds so much like English. So the words that we come up, the names we come up with aren't like super weird and exotic. Like, they're still kind of like make sense a little bit, but just sound cool. And they're like easy to pronounce because a lot of Latin words are. Deep. Abyssius. Shroud. Concealed. Profundus, yeah. Occultus. See, like the occult? Very interesting. I'm 14 and this is Profundus. Arcanus. So arcane just means hidden, mysterious, occult. Shut up, apparently, is what Arcanus means. Interesting. Your mother and it got Profundus, no. I'm gonna do like capture. I do like the idea of prison. Carcer. But carcer is kind of a weird word. Goddess, no. I'd like to... Maybe there's like another word that kind of means the same thing. Like dungeon. Or like, yeah, claustrum. It's not too bad. Jail. Vincula. Stronghold. Arkham. Rober. Arcs. Arcs is kind of epic. I wouldn't mind a name that starts with A, because I don't think we have any of those. What if it's an asteroid cluster called the Colostrum? That'd be epic. This is going to be an automation planet. Red Hollow, Grave Fire, Omen Reach, Blood Rift, Throne Fall, Hollow. How do you ever say that word? Cairn? Kern? Karen? Karen? I don't know how to say that. There's that one game that's called that, and I don't know how to say it. I would like to try playing that game one time. I like the idea of like stronghold and like quarry and prison. Or like a mine. Mine, he says mine, okay. Or like mining. Kern. Is that how you say it? Okay. Insane Asylum. That's Insane Asylum. I spell it wrong. But you're saying it's the Manicomium. Interesting. Maniconium. I want the planet to be intimidating, and I wonder if it's more intimidating with a shorter name. Like Roxas or Arcs. I'm not completely opposed to Arcs. It's kind of epic. That's the one that means stronghold, right? Yeah. Fortress. The Throngler. Yeah, I should call it that. Rober. Robust. Like robust. Fortress. Castellum. Vile. Villas. Repulsive. Repulsiva. It's like another way you could interpret what this planet does, or like... And I'm spending a lot of time on this, but I do want the planet names to be epic. I wonder what Atron means. I think it means something in Latin. Lower world or chaos. Okay. Yeah, deep. Profundus. Yeah, we already saw that one. In my opinion. Gravis. It's a scary planet. It's dark. There's aliens. It's a bad place. You don't want to go there. But also it has cool epic materials. So you kind of do want to go there a little bit. Mars. There we go. Battle. Like if I looked at the planet, I think it's going to be shrouded in darkness because it has a really thick atmosphere. It's going to be black. I think that's planet's dark. Shadow. Yeah, Umbra. Well, I guess let's pick one. Any other final ideas you want me to add to the list that we can discuss? Obscurum, yeah. We'll just go over all these and we can mix and match maybe too. I can add Manicomium. And Colostrum is cool. It would be fun to do a asteroid field one day. We didn't do Ferox, did we? All right. I guess these are options. I really want to do something shorter, so I feel like this one and this one and this one and this one are out. Too long. But we could take elements from those, or if we like split them in half or something. Obscurum. Manicomium. Yeah, mani means like insane. Like manic. And then comium, I guess, means like asylum. Colostrum. Oh. Keep slicing on my tongue. Oh, Underworld, that's a pretty good one. Orcus. Yeah. I wonder if there's any other variants of Underworld. Let's see. Inferna, Barathrum, Orcus, Tartarum, Kaus. Okay. Orcus is pretty epic, but also another kind of rule here is I don't want any words that start with a letter that we already have, because I just want a lot of variety between the names of all these planets. And I should have done that rule for Tephra and Tyria, but whatever. So I think I'm going to unfortunately axe Orcus because we already have Opus. And they almost sound the same when you say it. Orcus, Opus. They both end with S. So I think it's too similar. It's a cool name. I think the ones I'm leaning toward most right now. I do like arcs. I like the... I mean, Dolus is fine, but it is a little... Yeah, it feels too safe. Dolus. You know, I don't know. Roxas. It's fine, but it almost sounds like somebody's name or something. Tetron is kind of cool, but maybe too, I don't know. Robot. Umbra is fine, but it's a very like common word, I feel like, to use, like a Latin word. Umbra just means like dark and concealed. Because like that's actually a word we still use. Like the sun has an umbra. Right, doesn't it? Or no, that just means, or that's just during an eclipse, I guess. So I'm gonna axe that because it sounds like umbrella, which is probably why we have the word umbrella, because it stems from umbra. Umbra, yeah. Indolus sounds too safe and happy. Roxas, I just don't think it fits the vibe. Antrim is kind of neat, but it just reminds me of ants. I can't get my head around that. I feel like Arcs might be the one here. I mean, the other ones are neat, and I think they could work for other kinds of planets, but I want something that's short and easy to pronounce and different from all the other ones and also sounds intimidating. And Arcs, X is kind of a harsh letter, like it's a scary letter, you know? It makes me... I kind of like it. So I think we'll go with that one. Hey, Condiment Colonel, welcome in. How's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, we're just working on a new planet for Starground right now. I think we've settled on Arcs. I don't know what's going to be in the atmosphere for this planet. I think probably a different kind of gas. Something else. Not hydrogen or oxygen. Maybe we do like... I don't know yet. I'll have to think about that. Doing well. How about yourself? I'm doing good, yeah. Just getting things going here. We need to make a new, like, one of these planet buttons. So we can start on that. Let's go to Pixel Planet Generator and start messing around. I do want it to be very dark. I wouldn't be opposed to like some bits that are kind of glowing. It's not going to be a black hole. It's not an asteroid. The lava world probably makes the most sense here. Ice world. Gas giant. No atmosphere, no. I think we'll do a lava world. And then let's think about the materials that you're going to get here on this planet too. I think that's kind of important. So let's start figuring everything out for Arcs. So we need to figure out the gas that you get here, the material, stuff like that. So I want the material to be some kind of quantum material. It doesn't have to be a real life material. Basically just a material you can use to build quantum things. Like, for example, in Satisfactory, they have like SAM ore. And it basically just means strange alien metal. Or whatever, alien matter. Scarecrows fear gas? What does that mean? Yeah, Sam. This is kind of like an evil, dark, purpley ore. I wonder what color I want to go for with this, because like, if we look at all the other materials that we have in the game, I think I just want something distinct. So we've got like stone, gray, iron, silvery, and also orange in its raw form. Copper, orange plus blue in its raw form. We've got Voltrum is like a orangey yellow color. Cobalt is blue. Uranium is green. I mean, yeah, we don't have anything that's purple. So I guess I wouldn't be opposed to a purple ore. We could do purple. When you do unobtainium, yeah, I mean, this is kind of be unobtainium in a way. It's like it's practically what it is. It's a special material. I won't call it unobtainium because that's like such a trope. See it everywhere, but so basically this material is going to be Araxium, would actually be kind of fire. It would make sense. It's going to be used for quantum technology, remote storage, fusion reactors, plus Dyson sphere, and other things. Maybe you need some kind of computer, like a big computer for, or not, maybe not necessarily a computer, but some kind of device for capturing Dyson sphere energy, like some kind of fancy lens. But yeah, a lot of quantum stuff, abnormally large storages, you know, physically impossible. Not that the other ones are physically possible, but you know, basically just end game storage system. It would be kind of fun to do an ME system, you know, where you install drives and stuff. But it's kind of a lot of work. It would have to significantly, like, we'd have to completely change to the way that our current storage stuff is set up, which is not ideal. Because, like, I don't know how I would even set that up. I guess you would, like, store... I'd store just an ID and then the quantity, I guess. But then it's a matter of, like, how do you retrieve the items and stuff? I'd have to set up a lot of stuff. Maybe that's something we do later down the line. But, you know, I'd have to do, like... I'd have to have, like, a little terminal so you can go into the ME system and take items back out and also put things in. And then I have to run checks for, like, is the storage limit okay? And also other stuff, like being able to take items out with a mover and filtering and stuff like that. It gets a little complicated. So I think I'm going to hold off on that for now. Yeah, I do want remote storages. Abnormally large ones. What else would be cool? What other technology do you guys want to see inside of Starground, really? I'm sure we'll have another tier of Tesla coils. It would be kind of neat to have a way to link up power networks across planets. Yes, frog chest. What else? I'm just trying to think here. Also, in terms of gases, let's figure that out. So we already have hydrogen. I don't think we have helium, do we? Is there anywhere that has helium? Do I have that as an item in the game? No. Just make sure I didn't think so. Yeah, what gas do we want to do here? Let's look at the periodic table. Krypton. Argon me. Helium. Helium is really useful because of its temperature stuff, right? And if we're going to be doing a lot of quantum technology, that is actually a real application of helium. Is it's used in like cooling loops for quantum computers and stuff like that. So it does actually make sense to do helium. So I might do helium. I'm kind of leaning toward that right now. I don't think any of these other gases are really that helpful. Helium also we could probably use in a fusion reactor in some form, like for cooling a fusion reactor, I imagine. What's used inside of the Factorio fusion reactor? I know it uses like plasma. Fluoroketone. Okay. How do you make it? Ammonia and fluorine. What does fluoroketone in real life do? I'm just curious. Oh, it's also called fluoroacetone. I don't know what it does. Doesn't really seem that interesting. I don't know why I use fluoroketone in this. I don't know. Does it make it for a good plasma? Ammonia and fluorine. I haven't actually played on a Aquilo yet. I need to play more Factorio, guys. And then fluorine is a gas. Got tungsten holmium, which is not real. I don't think so. I'm just interesting to see like what they have in Factorio. Yeah, I wouldn't really use any of that stuff. Lithium. Lithium is good for batteries. You can make lithium plates. I don't know what those do. I guess you need it for the cryogenic science pack. Okay. Yeah, let's do helium. Sure. All right. Then in terms of mechanics on here, there's going to be a couple things. First off, it's going to be very rocky mountains you need to build around, right? It's not just going to be a wide open area like Opus was, or not like Opus, like Tyria, because it's too easy. The whole point of arcs is that it's kind of like hard to build on. Eventually, maybe you can unlock some kind of tool or like an upgrade for your shovel that can break the mountains. But yeah, it's supposed to be difficult. Yeah, Factorio close. It's not going to be quite like that. It's going to just be more like just a a chunk of rock that you can't build on top of, versus like creating the illusion of depth, if that makes sense. Also aliens. Maybe you can build guns to kill the aliens. It probably wouldn't be guns. I think the Starground guy is beyond guns. But like, maybe like plasma weapons or something. You know, you can shoot out a jet of plasma. That'd be cool. And those guys will try and attack you. I guess I'll make it so they can destroy buildings or at least temporarily disable them or something. So plasma gun, yeah, basically. I also do want lightning, like on Opus. This planet's supposed to be just like an ultimate automation challenge. So I'm kind of throwing in all the things, right? We've got like the building constrictions, kind of like how we have on Tyria, right? Like you've got to like build in particular ways, but instead of being pressure, it's just mountains in the way. Lightning, you know, is like taking that thing from Opus. You just have to make sure that you deal with the lightning strikes and stuff, because it's like constantly storming here. And I do like how it kind of then creates this dependence on creating materials on Opus to survive here. So Renegade Wizard, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And then aliens are kind of like the new sprinkle of difficulty. Like each of these planets have been trying to introduce a new mechanic each time. Like Viridian starts off having no special mechanic because it's just a safe, happy zone so that you can get started on things and learn. Tyria introduces like physical building constraints, and then Opus has physical building constraints like building the platforms and also lightning. And then Arcs is going to have all of it. So it's going to have building constraints with mountains, lightning constraints like on Opus, and then also a new challenge introduced into the mix, which is aliens. So you just kind of keep building on top of it. I think that's a good way to go about it. Go about the difficulty or whatever. So yeah. I think that's going to be the play. I don't think we need any other special mechanics. I don't want to feature creep too bad. Is the lightning mechanic modular? You mean just in the sense of like how it gets, like I can, yeah, all I can do, it's really easy actually to add lightning to a planet. I might have added a variable to the regions. I can't remember. That just denotes whether it has lightning or not. Oh, I'm inside of the wrong game. If we go into the regions table. Okay, I didn't add that yet, but I can definitely, I'm probably going to change it now that more than one thing uses the lightning. I can just go inside of it's actually just all calculated inside the power network. It's got like the surge times and stuff in here. And I think I just have I'm just checking a region ID. So I can literally just add another thing onto this, which is that if a power network is located inside of arcs, also do lightning. But what I'm going to do, instead of doing a hard-coded ID, I'm just going to make it so that it's a variable stored inside of the planet in the regions table that you can enable. So it's just going to be like lightning true on Opus and on arcs. That's the idea. So it should be really easy to add. I mean, it should just work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Because it's, yeah, I mean, none of this stuff is exclusive. Yeah, exactly right. It's really easy. None of this stuff is like exclusive to specifically Opus. So I think it'll be fine. We'll have to make sure, but it's probably okay. But what's kind of interesting about this combination of challenges, there's a lot actually that I think will be, I think this is going to be a really fun planet personally. Because you're dealing with these lightning strikes, and if a lightning strike hits, it deactivates your guns. So you have to be really like, you have to make a really stable factory, right? Which I think is going to be kind of a fun challenge. Like, how do you extract the necessary materials from this place to like not only make power and stuff, but also keep your power network on? Because if it turns off at any moment, the aliens are going to destroy you. So yeah, I think that'll be cool. And also on top of all the mountains, it's going to make like your setup a lot more interesting. It's not just going to be a little, you know, nice flat open area. You have to be like, okay, maybe do I want to build over here, do this, right? So yeah. I don't think we need to bother with like bots or, you know, to like repair objects, because I think if an alien does damage to a building, it'll just automatically heal over time, kind of like how buildings already work. So it only really matters if a building actually gets physically destroyed. And I think I've been avoiding like doing physical destruction. I did actually initially have the lightning physically destroy buildings on Opus, but I decided to backtrack on that. But I think I'm going to make that happen here though, because the aliens destroying stuff is kind of particular, right? Like it becomes a logistical thing that you can solve. Like as long as you make sure you have a stable factory and build enough guns and have plasma on supply, then you'll be fine. But with the lightning, it's a little more complicated. Because I'm gonna make it so aliens don't go for buildings that are like helper buildings, you know, stuff like the Tesla coil, because it'll just be annoying if they do. So. And I might even make it so when a building gets destroyed, it automatically places down a blueprint. I think that's going to be the play. Just so that you don't forget where your buildings used to be. Yeah, I'm excited though for this planet. I think it'll be really fun. It opens us up to a whole bunch of new tech. And also just mechanic wise, I think it's going to be a really interesting challenge. I'd love to make it so like all the stuff on this planet requires materials from all the previous planets as well, right? So it's like there's no iron, there's no water, none of it. But if you want to survive on this place, you need to import all of that stuff, right? Like maybe you need to import oxygen from Viridian to make the plasma for your weapons or something like that, right? I think there's a lot of potentially fun mechanics. Yeah, stuff like that could be neat. So we got an ad going on. My apologies, gamers. How else could I integrate the other planets? Maybe there's like no wind here. So you can't use your wind turbines, you can't use solar, so you're forced to use nuclear. So that would kind of require materials imported from Tyria. And then from Opus, maybe to make plasma, you actually need a mix of oxygen and hydrogen. Which, well, that would just make water, wouldn't it? Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, it could be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna think about ways to integrate all that content in. Because I really want to make sure that all the other planets have to connect to this planet, right? So just like to mark a few things. I want to say like oxygen from Viridian. And other basic materials, you know. And then I want no wind or solar. probably uranium from Tyria. And also, you know, cobalt as crafting material. And then from Opus, oh yeah, there's also gold. So there's probably a lot of gold imports. And Voltrum. Also, I'd like to import hydrogen in some form. So yeah. That could be kind of used to run your fusion reactors. So. Because I kind of want to, I don't know, maybe we make it so that uranium is like really, like it can work here early game, but maybe there's some buildings here that are super power intensive. So it just gets to a point where building nuclear reactor setups becomes very infeasible, right? That could be kind of fun. It is going to be quite a challenge to build with all the mountains, but I think that's a good thing. I want people to actually think and not just be like, okay, I guess I build factory again. I want it to be like, whoa, I have to build it in this way. Very interesting, you know? Yeah, I think this will work out. Any other ideas or just general research and stuff anybody would like to see in Starground in general? Because I'm just kind of curious, like, I mean, I know things that I would like to add, but I really would also like to hear what ideas you guys have as well. In terms of like, we can go pretty like end game content with it, right? I would be fine with that. Like, even if it's really OP, I think it's okay. Like, literally any ideas anybody has. I am gonna probably do a post, for like Starground poll in the Starground polls channel and make a thread, and just genuinely ask people like, what do you guys think? Like, any ideas on new tech and stuff. So I think I would love to hear what people have to say. I don't know how many people are in the polling group. Okay, there's quite a bit. So I'll get some feedback over on Discord as well. I'll probably do a sneak peek post and just genuinely ask people what they think, tech they'd like to see. Yeah, and also I think another big thing about this place too is it'll let you, I might integrate that into more early game stuff, but being able to use like quantum materials to build like machine upgrade modules, right? And the way I want to do that is integrate monster parts. So essentially you can get monster parts from the dungeons to make modules. That's another thing I definitely want to do. So yeah. Can't remember if I did that or not. I think I did. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things I need to do. I don't know exactly when this update's gonna be ready. I do want to do a lot of like automation balancing, right? Might even like change recipes and stuff. I know it is you know, a little annoying for people that already have factories and stuff set up. But I think I already did that one. But I do want it to be interesting. I think there's a lot of balancing to be done with automation, so I think it's okay. Make some material that's really hard to obtain, but it can be crafted into anything. Oh yeah, kind of like there's like that material in industrial craft. It's a UU matter. I did always kind of like that mechanic a little bit, just like just a massive resource sink. It could be kind of fun. I would make it extremely expensive, probably, to craft things. It would be cool if there were some things that could only be crafted with UU matter, or whatever we call it. We would have to add in so many crafting recipes, but it should be fine. But yeah, that could be fun. Just like something that you just throw like a bunch of power into, maybe. And that would be a good reason to build like the Dyson sphere and stuff. Right? That could be kind of fun. Like maybe it takes like 1,000,000 SE units or something to craft one item. So it's like stupid to ever to use it on like early game resources. Like you'd never do it for like iron ore. But it could be a way to like bypass a lot of things and just go straight into like end game products, and maybe even like some weapon parts and stuff could be wacky. We'll see about that one. I don't want people to be able to make like artifacts probably, because that would be really powerful. Like maybe a bit too powerful. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, that could be fun. And also, I don't know if necessarily this is going to be the final automation planet. I mean, I think for at least release, it definitely will be. But I'm not 100% opposed to adding in a new solar system. And I may do that later on. We'll see. I probably won't. But it's something I've been thinking about. That would be kind of a fun expansion to the game later. So you can travel to a whole new place. Maybe there's some kind of special star at the center of that solar system, you know? That could be kind of fun. Yeah. Nah, I'm probably not going to end up doing that. It's just like, you know, if we do think of anything that's way too wild, we could potentially think about, you know, only doing it for that kind of, if we go down that route. But yeah, honestly, I think right now, though, I'm in the spot of I don't want to add that in. It's too much work. Starground doesn't make enough money. I don't get paid the big bucks. So it's fine. It would be fun though someday. I don't know. See, this is my my abusive relationship with Starground. Is like I really love space stuff, right? I'm a big sci-fi fan. I love all the conceptual, super high level, like, you know, society in 1 billion years, stuff like that is always really interesting. You know? Like colonization of the galaxy and just stuff like that is really fun. And doing it in a way that's like realistic. There's a lot of shows and stuff that do it and it's stupid. Like, for example, Star Trek. Some of the technology in that show is like, some of them are very like, I guess their predictions or whatever aren't always super great. Like they have some tech that's like so far beyond tech-wise and it's insane, but then other stuff is like the same as it is now, even though I think it should be different. If that makes sense, you know? So I like being able to express like a more, I mean, it's not realistic because we don't know for sure, but at least I guess my opinion on like what kind of scientific advances would be, you know, in our future. I think it's just fun. But yeah, this is the problem, because I would love to keep working on Starground and add stuff like that, but then also at the same time, it doesn't make me enough money, so I don't really have that luxury. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. We'll have to, you know, call it somewhere. I can't just keep working on Starground forever, so I think once we get to final automation planet, and then I think one more dungeon, and then that's it. And you know, I don't want to close any doors. I'm not like 100% opposed to a DLC or something, or not a DLC, but just like an update later on. But I think I'd only really bother with that if for some reason there was some big resurgence of the game or something, you know what I mean? I don't think I would bother doing that, and it's given its current revenue stream. So yeah, I can't live on $10 a day. It's just not, you know. Well, that's not even, that's $10 gross income. So $5 a day is not enough money. Unfortunately. Because if you multiply that by 7 times 4 times 12, that's nothing. Yeah, it's just nothing. Alright, and Deadlift's gonna bring in the big bucks. I hope. It would be very nice. I'm not gonna hold my breath. I mean, part of the thing that's so great about Lurden and Deadlift is the fact that they're such small games that, like, even if they don't do well, it's kind of like fine. Right? So I think it'll be okay. Yeah, although I would like to make some money. I don't have unlimited lifespan, so I don't want to waste 10 years of being broke. I do think Lurden is on track to do pretty well. Obviously, it's not going to be like some massive Stardew Valley. I make $1 million and I can leave forever. But, you know, wishlist velocity is really good. At least on Instagram. It's hard to say if, like, it's going to appeal to a wider audience outside of Instagram, you know? I just don't know. However, I do think Deadlift is going to be very marketable. I know, I think I was talking about that on Discord server. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a horror game. Content creators are going to eat it up. I mean, I would too. Horror games are just good for content. I think also with the style we've gone for it, with like the 2D stuff mixed with 3D, hopefully it'll be visually interesting enough that like seeing it randomly on Reddit or somewhere is like piques people's interest and they're like, ooh, looks pretty interesting, you know? Instead of just kind of blending in with all the other generic horror game vibes. That's one of the reasons I did the 2D sprites and items and stuff. It is to play into our strengths because we're better at drawing things than modeling. But also, I think it's just a good way to stand out from all the other millions of PSX-style horror games, right? It's something that people don't do very often. So, we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, I hope, though. First goal is just make enough money so that I can, you know, pay for myself. I'd love to be able to pay other people like real wages and stuff too, but it's just not always very feasible. I probably will be doing profit splitting with Zach on Deadlift. That's definitely the plan. So that'll actually probably be a good thing, so I don't have to pay out wages and then pay $1 billion in taxes. Anyways, but at the end stream now, it is time to eat. But yeah, thank you gamers for coming in. I am excited to work on this new planet. I always really have a good time with the automation stuff in Starground. I mean, multiplayer sucks, but it's doable. I do hope one day Starground gets to the spot where multiplayer no longer is such a pain to work on. Because I feel like with every little bit that I get through, like, these problems that I'm fixing are not new problems, you know? Like the issue with people getting randomly kicked out when there's too many objects. That problem has existed ever since I started working on the game. It's just that now I finally figured out how to fix it. So I'm hoping that multiplayer becomes less and less annoying. And especially now that we've gone very wide with features, like we build up on those features now, and I don't have to work so hard to make things work. At least that's the idea. We'll see if that actually, you know, pans out that way. Anyways, let's go pick somebody to raid. Let us raid dogs. I believe we will do that. All right. Thank you, gamers, for coming in. Much appreciated. We'll keep working on the new Starground planet. I don't know what we're going to be doing this weekend in terms of streams. We'll see. I might be... we'll see what's going on. I do have a concert I'm going to be going to, I think, on Sunday. So I'll let you guys know if I have to cancel the stream. Yeah, let's go start raiding Dobbs. But anyways, guys, thanks for coming in. Feel free to join the Discord server. Buy Starground on Steam or wishlist Lured In if you'd like. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Dobbs. I'll see you gamers on Friday at 3:30 MDT now. Daylight savings time happened. So yeah. All right. Bye everybody. Bye-bye.